What's up, YouTube? Back at it again. Out here in the garage doing it one more time. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but I have been busy with a number of things actually. Over the past week, I've been dealing with some issues health-wise, but just trying to get everything back in order. Just a quick shout out to all of you who are like me. I'm over 50, so there's a lot of things that I have to consider when I start feeling a certain way or my body starts telling me something. Then I have to make sure that I'm looking at those things and I'm being mindful of those things. So listen, guys, I just wanted to say this. If you feel something's going on, go get checked out, man. Go get checked out. I know if you're like me, you don't want to go in the hospital, you don't want to deal with the nurses and the doctors and the shots and the, all that hospital stuff. But listen, man, we're trying to be here for as long as we can. So definitely go get yourself checked out if you're feeling some kind of way. I did that and found a few things that I need to get taken care of. So I'm just being optimistic. Positive and just trusting God, ultimately it's in His hands. I tried to get as much done as I can here on the 71 Chevelle build, and some I was able, and some things I haven't been able to get to, but I'll get to it eventually. But anyway, I did want to just skip shout out to my son, who's helping me big time with building this car. He came over with his hoist. We snatched the engine out. The last video I told you I found 3 broken bolts in my heads after I put the engine in the car, of course. I found 3. I couldn't get my exhaust headers on. And I was wondering why I couldn't get the bolt in. Well, come to find out, I had 3 bolts that were broken in my heads, and I didn't even know it. But anyway, I had to pull the engine back out, break it back down, pull the engine back out, and get those bolts out. I got them all out except for one. One I just had to re-tap, re-drill it, and put a little bit bigger bolt in there than I wanted to. But, oh well, I just figure, down the road sometime if I wanted to change the heads out, I will. Right now, I'm not trying to race. I ain't trying to, do no turbo, no boost or anything like that. I'm just trying to build the car, enjoy it. I'm not looking for no real high horsepower, but down the road that may change. I may want to look at something like that. So with that being said, right now I've got the 862 heads on here. And when I was told that the 862 heads on the 5.3s, if I'm wrong, somebody in the comment, let me know. But I was told that the 862 heads on the 5.3s are the lowest end of the heads that you can have. Most people pull those off and put 706 and other heads on just because you're gonna get more horsepower and more flow and all that. But for me, man, I'm just trying to get from A to B and sometimes C. So these 862 will work for me. If down the road, again, like I said, I decide to do something like a turbo or supercharge or something like that, which I ain't never did that before. But, if I decide to venture down that road, then, maybe I'll change them out. And then again, who knows? I might just buy some new heads and just throw them on anyway. But anyway, I said all that to simply say I got them all out, all the bolts out except for one. I couldn't get that one out. And my son came over and helped me put the engine back in, and I put all the stuff back on. So let me show you this now. Here she goes. She's all back, put together. Everything's back on. I got I bought this little cheap Amazon air filter just to cover the hold up. I want to take that tape off. Got my box back on here, power box there. Forget the actual name of it again, but little breaker box there for when I get my Terminator X Max, and then my American Auto Wire. I can just wire everything up to that there. You can see over here my son's engine hoist is still here. That engine was hoisted up for like almost probably a week But yeah, got her all back together. I just threw on my newly powder coated what they call it again, my core support here, and just to see how it all looks. I was actually trying to make sure you could see my oil lines are going to go here, or transmission fluid lines are going to go here, mount up to here. So I was just trying to make sure that how I got them ran. If you can see, I got them ran through there. Then it's actually going through the frame, going through the whole of the frame, along down up under there, and then just along, I don't know if you can see it through there, along the backside. Got about maybe 3 or 4 inches away from my headers, which I think will be good. But yeah, man, these headers are looking nice. I got those bad boys on there looking tight. I also want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Griffin 23. These are the exact same headers that he bought and put on his 71 Chevelle build. These headers are from, I believe it's from Speed Engineering, I believe it is. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's from Speed Engineering. And they're the 1 7/8 tubings there, whatever they call them. But he put those on his car, and he showed the fitment and everything was good. I know on his, when he put his on, I believe he has a 6.0 in his. This is a 5.3. He has a 6.0, but I believe he's running a turbo 400 transmission, because I know when he put his on, he said that the little knuckle on the transmission, he had to grind that down a little bit or something in order for his to fit. Well, mine, I didn't have to do any of that. Mine's just, they fit with, look, they got all kind of clearance, man. I don't know if you can really see that in there, but yeah, you can't really see it. But trust me, there's like, there's a lot of clearance, man. It's not, I mean, I've never put a header on that has so much clearance, but yeah, they're all good. You can see this one bolt back here. If you can kind of see that, it's different from the bolts there. You can see that one back there in the back is what I had to put on there, just to get it to suck up next to the head. And hopefully there's not going to be any leaks, exhaust leaks. But I don't know. I figure once that time comes, I'll check it out and see, and then, like I said, if push comes to shove, I'll snatch these heads off and put on a new set and then keep it pushing. But anyway, but the other issue I had is my oil pan, and I used the 302-2 oil pan for this engine, but for some reason, guys, my oil pan on one side was barely touching my frame cross member here up front, and I couldn't. Let me see if I can show you. You can see this bolt right here. Well, right down there behind that bolt, if you can barely see it right in there. I don't know if you can see it, but it was barely touching the frame. I had just a tiny little bit of room, and I didn't like that. I said, I just figured, if I hit the gas and this engine shifts, hits and cracks the pan, now I got oil. I mean, it was just been a headache. So while I had the engine out, I also went online and I found these right there. You can see those brackets, those motor mount spacers is what they are. The top one you see there, the alloyed one, that's my ICT billet bracket for my motor mount to adjustment bracket. But the two in the middle, the silver ones, those are the spacers there. So I put those in, bought a little bit longer bolt to go into the adjustable ITC billet bracket, which gave me just maybe like a half an inch of clearance to clear that. Now the passenger side, it's still a little bit tight, but it's not. You probably can't really see it because I got these headers on here now. It's still a little bit tight, but it's not touching. I got maybe probably like an eighth of an inch clearance on there, and I can live with that. Like I said, I'm not racing. I'm not just, going to be beating this engine down. I didn't rebuild it from the, from the ground. So, it's got the same miles on it that it had when it was in the Tahoe. Again, maybe down the road sometime, snatch it out and go completely through it and all that good stuff. But for now, I'm just trying to get it roadworthy so I can drive it and enjoy it. I also bought this little inexpensive air breather off of Amazon just because I got tired of seeing the tape on there covering up the throttle body there. But yeah, I might keep it on there. Eventually, I'm going to take it off, though, and get one that actually wraps around, or actually that comes out and then wraps around over to the side over here, just to get it closer to the airflow. Plus, this one here, the other ones I saw had a little hole in the middle. This one is solid, so it's almost like the air can only come around the sides here. So I was thinking I might just drill a hole right here in the middle just to allow a little bit of air to get inside of there. I don't know if I need to do that, but oh well, I don't know. I'll see. And I bought these coil packs. I bought those offline. They're just regular aftermarket coil packs. I don't know how well they're going to work. If they don't work that well, not a problem. I've got the factory ones, which I was told were the better ones, but I didn't know that till after I bought these. So I decided I'm just going to run with these because these really look new, and they bolt right to my new valve cover, valve covers here instead of having the bracket. But I do still have my bracket. It's tucked over there somewhere, and I do still have my original coils. So if I have to and I don't like the way these are running, I'm going to snatch those off, put my originals back on, and see how they go. But yeah, anyway, I'm still making progress. I'll be taking this core support back off here in a little bit, maybe tomorrow, and get ready. It'll be leaving here. Whew, man, the car's going to be leaving here on the 26th of February of this month. The body shop, my painter and body guy is ready. He's got room. He's going to get it. He's going to do all the body work for me. I'm taking the fenders and all that stuff. He's going to take the doors off. I'm taking him a new roof skin because I got to get a new roof skin put on here. You can see this now. This is looking bad. Look at all that stuff there. This thing has got, you can see it's got like holes. You can just, it's horrible. You can see all these little pinholes in here. It's bad. You probably can't really see on the camera. You can even see right here where the original top was put in. So yeah, he's going to take this whole thing completely off, put a new one on top. I got that ordered. That should be here hopefully within the next week or two. And then, yeah, he's going to take care of all this in here for me. And when I get it back, he's going to do all the body work. And he's going to put some high build primer on it, seal it. And then I'm going to get it back from him and do a little bit more work to it. I'm going to do my rear end. I want to finish putting my QA1 suspension on the back. My Willwood brakes on the back. I got my 6 pistons brakes on the front already. I want to do that, get that all done, dial in a few other things here in the dash that I need to take care of. I'm going to get all that done, and then I'm going to send it back to him so that he can paint it. Then once he's done painting it, then I'll be able to put my seats in. I got my seats kind of how I want them. They're not exactly what I want, how I want them. I got to do some adjustments. I'll get to that later. But for right now, they're kind of how I want them. I'm going to be doing my own package tray in the back here, fiberglassing that. Engine is done. New trunk lid here. Hopefully he can line this thing up, man. I've seen so many Chevelles where the this part of of the trunk lid, when you close it and it meets up to here, it's sticking out about, it's not lined quite up, and I don't know what that's about, but hopefully he could fix that when he does all the body work and stuff. So yeah, man, it's all coming along. Oh, one other thing you can see, I bought this right here. You can see I got on the wall. I got a bunch of junk on this wall, but I bought that right there because I was going to put this on so that I could run my my Terminator X wire through it. But I didn't like how tight it was going to be. It was just going to be too tight because it sticks out like about a ½ inch or more. In my intake, you see my intake, I got this high-rise intake on here. It would have just been too tight. So I went with this one right here. You can see I've already got it in there, it's bolted in. It's pretty flat and it's only like just barely coming off. So it gives me more room now to run my wires through and drop them down and connect them to where they're going to be connected. So yeah, you can see let me go on this side and you probably get a better look at. You can see over here, I got my fuel line coming up from here, looping up under there, coming up to there, and then it goes around and then connects into the fuel rail right there, right behind my oil dipstick here, or transmission dipstick there. Comes into the fuel rail, then it goes down. Then you can see I went down and I dropped it up under. Then it goes around and then ends up here. And that's where I've got my fuel pressure gauge at, so because I figure whatever this reads here at this very end where all the fuel is stopped, that's what my pressure. That's what pressure I'm gonna have through the whole system, because that's the end. And because I found out that the Holley Terminator X also has a fuel pressure plug that I needed. I bought the fuel pressure plug, which is right here. You can see that plug right there, and I put that at the very end. So when I hook my Holley Terminator X up, I will be able to put that plug right into there. Then I will be able to read the fuel pressure on my 3.5 gauge inside of the car. If you don't have that plug, then you won't be able to read your fuel pressure in the car. You would have to come out, pop the hood, look at your gauge that you have on here. If you're running the fuel pressure gauge, whichever one you're running, the Air Motive or whichever one, you would have to look at it from like that. But I wanted to be able to have all access to everything as much as I can in the car. I want to see what my fuel pressure is in the car, and if I'm not in the car, I can at least come out here, and if I'm messing with my throttle, that's why I went with I wanted to go with the cable instead of the drive-by-wire, just so that I can have more mobility and more troubleshooting capabilities with the cable there. And you see I got this nice little bracket here, but I had to trim quite a bit right in here because this bracket, it's set over here and the wire was at an angle, so I had to grind that down a little bit so you can't really see it, but I grinded it down and then I repainted it or just touched it up so it wouldn't rust, which allowed me to kick it over. But you can see I had to kind of put some spacers in there just to kick it out just a little bit so that I could get it a little bit more straighter and lined up with the throttle body here. But everything's working, man. It's all holding up. It's all holding up, and it's all looking good. So yeah, that's about it, man. This thing, hopefully within the next Well, I was hoping to start it before I sent it off, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to, because if I don't get him the car by the 26th, he's going to take another project, which will push me out a little bit further, and I'm not really wanting to do that. I want to get it back and have all the body work done so I can really look at it with, in its primer staged, get everything dialed in, get all my lights in. I'm going to put all my wires in, my wire system all in, wire in my American Auto Wire, get all that done and get it started, get the exhaust put on it. Like I said, and I haven't quite decided if I'm going to get the 9-inch rear end or if I'm just going to have this one taken to the shop, have them go through it. I'm going to put the posi in it and the 373 gears, and then I'm going to get it back from them, and then I'm going to clean it up myself and paint it, and then put my Willwood brake system on there. Yeah. And after that, she'll be ready to jump on the road, man. Throw some carpet in here. I still got to get my shifter. I still got to buy the dash. I'm going to buy a new dash. I have the original Chevelle Malibu dash, but I'm going to go with the 3-gauge dash and the Dakota Digital in there. So, yeah, I still got a lot of work to do, but I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. And then I'm just going to order my interior and then have my brother do a little bit of work and getting it going and whatnot. But the seats are all good. Yep. I'm loving it. But anyway, I'm going to cut you loose, YouTube. I'm going to go kick back and relax, eat me a little bit of something and watch me a little movie here with the wifey and enjoy the rest of this night. Try to get a little bit done tomorrow, whatever I can. Like I said, I'm pretty much at the ending stage. Transmission's all in. I got to measure my drive line. I haven't gotten that done yet, but I'm going to measure the drive line. I may just wait to do that because I'm just going to roll this thing up on the truck and have them pick it up, take it to the shop, and then he can push it around where he needs it to go. But yeah, that'll be it, man. I'll catch you on the next one. But next time you see the video, it probably you'll see it when the body work is done, because there's really nothing else to upload or to really get into. So yeah, next time you see the video on the 71 Chevelle build, she'll have the primer and I'll be doing all the wiring system on it. And yeah, it's gonna be looking nice. All right, peace out. See you next time.